everyone, welcome. I got to tell you, I've done a lot of these things. I'm a little nervous. This is, I joined here about 5.5 weeks ago, and I'm super, super excited about what we're doing at Simpro and what we can do for you folks. And I've done lots and lots of presentations like this, and I'm nervous. This is pretty cool. It's a good feeling, and it's definitely great to be here. So, we're pretty happy to have this event. This is, we call our first overnight event. About 400 or so people here, a bunch of partners, a bunch of different countries and regions represented. So welcome to the event. And please remember, this event is for you. We put these events on so we can better connect with you, help make you aware of things that we're doing, but probably most importantly, get your feedback so we can get better. So throughout the event, you'll meet lots of people from our company, people from all over the world, not just from our ANZ offices, which, by the way, is the headquarters and where our company is based out of and our DNA comes from right here. But there's people from around the world that you should build relationships with, get to know them. So in the very rare occurrence that something goes bad with your Simpro software, you have relationships with people, and you can understand how to call and who to reach out to. It makes a big difference. So I'd love to encourage that. So as a company, Simpro Group, our entire ecosystem, we're a multi-billion-dollar business. It's because of you that we are the organization that we are today. We have hundreds of partners, hundreds of thousands of users around the world, and growing. And we're looking forward to this continuing to serve you. And one of the things that drew me to this company and to this industry is the people who we serve. So when I think about the trades or tradies or people in these different industries, the thing that got me the most was thinking about you as second responders. We said it on the video. And it really hit. When I first started talking to the folks about Simpro 4 or 5 years ago, it was serving the second responders. And when you think about any emergency that happens, a fire, an accident, or anything, the police, the fire, the healthcare folks, they go in first. And then it's you. It's getting the infrastructure back on. It's making sure that it's summertime in Australia, but it's making sure that the homes are heated or cooled. It's making sure that the schools are safe. It's making sure the hospitals have power. It's making sure that this room has lights. I mean, these are the things that matter. And it's super interesting to think about how humans, we as a species, what our needs are. Many of us may have studied Maslow's hierarchy of human needs. I never remembered it. I looked it up before this presentation, so I wasted a lot of money on university. But it's interesting when you think about human needs. Obviously, our health is our most important human need. And then we talk about other things that represent people's needs, and I think this chart shows it best. After our health, our way of life is the most important thing that we have. That's really interesting. People would choose to have their lights work opposed to having financial stability. Maybe not a perfect analogy, but that's what it is, and that's what this room drives. Not just for individuals, but for society. So, you're the heroes, you're the people who get it done, and that's why I'm here. Because I think we have an opportunity at Simpro to create a platform or to continue to develop our platform which can fundamentally change every business in this room. So our task, our mission, is to provide the recognition, the respect, and the financial rewards that this room and rooms like it around the world should be getting. And we'll talk a little bit about how we're going to do that. We talk about doubling the profitability of trade businesses around the world. And that's one of the things that we're really looking at. So when we think about how big this opportunity is for everyone here, infrastructure, the trades, it's everything. There's dozens and dozens of statistics out there that will show just how large and how much opportunity there is to grow everyone's businesses. And especially here, it's over a 200 billion Australian market. It is tremendously massive. We talk about the CEO of NVIDIA, one of the most dominant companies of our time. He says it right away. The trades are the future. Period. Without the trades, this whole GPU world, the whole AI world, everything, it doesn't work. So when we think about it, it's a huge market, but it's also complex. What you do is very hard. It's not easy. There's lots of moving parts, and what you do is getting harder and harder every single year. So the first is labor. It's not easy, right, to find talented people, qualified people, certified people, licensed people, and it's not easy to keep them not just motivated, but to keep them in the business. I talked to someone the other day, this was in the United Kingdom, and she told me that in her business, she spends 50% of her time convincing people to stay. Now, that seemed a little excessive, but just the fact that when I asked her what her number one challenge in her business is, and she had a plumbing contracting business, that was what it was. The second is demand. Customers are getting more and more demanding, and the complexity of the work is getting more demanding. So that makes this job harder. Regulation is continuing to raise its head all across the world in all markets, making work more challenging. And this last piece is called chaos. I think this is probably the most important thing that we're going to talk about for the next 15 minutes here. And that is, in most of your businesses, we chose the number 35. It's kind of an arbitrary number. But there's about 35 different things that need to be done. Different systems to interact with, different vendors to interact with, different job tasks. 35 different disconnected tasks that cause a tremendous amount of chaos. And that chaos, if you take a little bit, every one of those 35 is like a little paper cut. What that does is it adds up to pretty substantial inefficiencies and lost opportunities. And those inefficiencies and lost opportunities yield to tough unit economics. Now, the hours aren't getting shorter, work isn't getting easier, and it's getting more and more complex. So for that complexity, rooms like this in trades around the world, the profit margins aren't going up. So being the hero, doing the important things that this room does, should not mean you have to be a martyr. You should receive the financial rewards that the value of your work provides to society. Here's a crazy statistic, which is, it's kind of sad. It talks about the average profit margin by industry. Now, I know we all love lawyers. Every one of us loves lawyers. And the average law firm runs at about a 35% profit margin. The average trade business around the world runs at 9.7%, or we rolled it up to 10%. So here's the question. If one of your customers could not get a hold of you for 2 weeks, or they could not get a hold of their attorney for 2 weeks, in which case are they better off? Well, they're better off because no one likes to talk to attorneys. We've established that. But if they can't get a hold of you, they're trying to get a hold of you because something's probably burning or broken or something's a problem. The value that this room provides, I would argue, is much larger than that of a lawyer or a financial company or even a software company. The second piece I would say is what you do is much harder, much harder. So why are the profit margins 1/3 or 1/2, right? Not only is it not right, but it's challenging. And the problem, again, it goes back to that number 35. There are so many unoptimized business processes, unoptimized tasks, non-revenue maximized parts of your business that just don't happen. And it's not one silver bullet. If it was one silver bullet, it'd be freaking so easy, right? We'd go and fix it, but it's not. It's those 35 things. And they just keep adding up. It's not having the optimized route. It's spending too much on fuel. It's having to go back twice to a job site. It's having the wrong technician at the wrong place. It's not monetizing materials. It's paying 4% more for toilets than you could have if you shopped it better. It's not having the right things delivered on time. It's having a project extend out by a week. There's hundreds of things that happen that lead to unoptimized technician to back office worker rates, and that all drive those profit margin challenges. And we see this this profit leakage. The term that we use internally is profit leakage, and it happens everywhere. And it doesn't happen in one giant area. So when we think about like the field office disconnect, communication's super critical. About 1/3 of all the firms are saying that communication with the field is one of their biggest challenges. Another aspect is manual and bad data. About 15% or 14% of time is spent manually putting in data, and that data very often is incorrect, which leads to poor decision making, right? These are just examples of ways that profit doesn't get optimized. And the basic fact of what we're trying to do as a business is get the right person, the right place, with the right things at the right time. It seems very simple, but it's not. And that reality is what hurts the global trade industry's profitability. So we at Simpro, our mission is to fix this. We are a capitalist company, so yes, we want to make a lot of money doing it. But what a great company if we can make a lot of money by helping our customers make 10, 20, 30, 50 times as much money. Because we believe that the second responders of the world deserve better, right? And that's what we're doing. So our solution, our mission is simple. We think we can change the unit economics of the trades. Take that, all those 35 things, make some of them 100% better, some of them 1 or 2% better. But by doing that in aggregate, we believe we can double the profit margin of every single person in this room. And we're doing it with our AI-first operating platform, purpose-built for the trades. And we'll talk a little bit about what our strategy is and how we're going to run for it. So first is AI first. Man, everybody in this world talks about AI. AI is going to fix everything. AI is going to do everything. There's some truth to that. There is some truth. AI is super powerful. It's super cool. AI, I would argue, is the most powerful tool that humanity has ever stumbled upon. That being said, just because something says AI doesn't mean it's awesome or great. We have a really interesting advantage at Simpro. AI is a super powerful tool. It needs fuel. Think about AI as an unlimited army of specialized workers. And the only fuel that those workers need is data. You give them data, or you give it, them, I don't even know, it's so weird now calling AI a person. You give AI data and a face. Now you give it data, and it can almost do anything. It will be dependent upon the data that you give it, but it can do a lot. At Simpro, we have approximately 30,000 trade companies around the world using our platform. We have more data than just about anyone else in the world about what you do. So we're taking that data and we're applying it throughout our platform so we can provide you with automation, provide you with proactive decision making, provide you with information that's actionable. Not some stupid report that says, here's 5 things, go figure it out, but information that's actionable so you can chip away, or we can automate away those 35 things that drive your profitability to not be optimized. When we also look at it, I mean, some examples of it are like smarter scheduling and dispatching and AI-generated summaries and insights. There's so many different examples. Jason and team are going to be talking for the remainder of today and tomorrow about just so much work. Jay's team has done just wonderful things in a short period of time of what we have and what's coming. But this is where we look at it. It's AI that's practical and tangible, and it's embedded throughout the platform. Now, the second aspect of our operating platform is a solution that helps address each one of those 35 things. And what's very important is field service management software is a very core element of this platform, but it is not the entire platform. Think about the human body. Human body's got a lot of organs. I flunked biology in high school, so I don't know all of them. I know a couple of them. But one of them is the brain, One's a heart. The brain and the heart are two important ones. That's field service management. There's lungs, there's liver, kidneys, all kinds of other stuff, I guess. There are other things that your businesses need to run to be effective. In order to eliminate the chaos that those 35 things cause, all of the organs have to work together, be connected, take advantage of the AI and the data that we have to optimize them. That is what we are constructing in our operating platform. It is an operating platform that will enable you to run your business from one place. So aspects of it are field service management. Right? We have lots of innovations coming here. We'll talk about these technologies, a lot of scheduling efficiencies, a whole bunch of new features coming from our core FSMs. But we're looking to extend into finance, optimizing your receivables, figuring out ways for you to reduce your DSO, making your expense management process, giving you data and visibility so you understand your expenses compared to 29,000 other trades and how they can be improved 1 or 2%. What are your ratios like? What are relationships that you can leverage through us to drive that? Optimizing purchasing. If you're on a job and you're using our technology for it, and you're on a catalog and you want to instantly purchase and you want to purchase the best price with the best inventory right there on the spot, you're leveraging the purchasing power of Simpro and all hundreds of thousands of our tradies. That should be a part of our platform and you should benefit from it. Marketing and growth. Applications that run, we have so much data. We have so much data. How can you leverage that? How can you do email campaigns? How can we tell you through AI proactively, through partners or even through our own technology, what should you do to grow your customer? What customer should you call next? What products should you sell? Where's the upsell? What'd you forget about? What jobs were left where there's other add-on revenue that you can get? How do you do that without having to hire 15 people to sift through thousands and thousands of pages of notes? How do we use AI to automate that? It's right around the corner. We'll be talking about that later on today. Compliance and safety, right? Providing solutions to automate that. Workforce management. You'll be seeing applications from Simpro that are coming out that will help you identify employees that are potentially at risk of leaving and what can be done proactively to reduce your engineer or your technician churn. You'd be looking at things that provide AI assistance so your engineers in the field, they don't have to do the, pardon my language, the BS work that they don't want to do. No one likes to document things, right? No, how many people here, engineers and technicians, like to document things? I don't think anyone's raising their hand. No one likes to do it. How do we automate it? Because that documentation is so important. So these are areas that you're going to see in the platform so we can have less administration, higher margins, better return, faster billing, and that profit flywheel goes from 10 to 11 to 12 to 13 to 18. So whatever margin you're at. If you're running at 20%, we want to get you to 40. If you're at 5, we want to get you to 10. That's what we think. That is our mission, and that's what we do. And we do it with our partners. We provide the platform in conjunction with our partners, in conjunction with our employees, and in conjunction with you. So that's really what we're looking to do, is change the unit economics of the industry. So the approach isn't to say, here's a cool piece of software, good luck, we got some really nice features for it. That's the old days. Now, what we're looking to do is to be an AI-first company that says, here's what you should do. And here's how you can fundamentally change the economics that hold you back. So that's our platform, that's our strategy. Really one place for you to live and one vendor for you to work with and our ecosystem of partners to hopefully change the unit economics for it. We're investing about 200 million Australian. This was fun. I'm not super great at math, so the number is 140 million US. So I think somehow that equated to 200 million Australian, but we're looking to spend a couple of $100 million to invest in our company so we can do this. We're doing it in a couple of key ways. One of them is, in addition to making our platform complete, we have a lot of work to do in what we call last mile quality. This is very common in software companies. Software companies are made up, if you look at Simpro and Jason's organization, Rez's organization, we have a lot of awesome people who really want to build cool stuff. When you're a kid and you grow up and you go into product management and software, you do it because you like to build neat stuff. Everyone likes to build it. What happens very often in software companies, big and small, Microsoft and little startups, is as the software gets developed, sometimes the last mile or that last little bit doesn't get the same attention that the first bit got. Because, quite frankly, it's been 3 months or 4 months, and most of your jobs are probably the same way. The last mile is challenging. We're going to fix that. We're going to make sure that the products we have, that the features are full. We don't have an add-on or a module or a capability that does 97% right, but just misses it at the very end. Of the companies I've been associated with, Simpro does that pretty well. We will be one of the best in the world at it. It's a big focus point. Jay and his team have done a really good job of setting up for the next 6 to 12 months to really move the needle there. Okay? We talk about innovation. A lot of this has already started. We're going to talk about some of the functionality that's already been released and will be released from things like job notes automation, some of our agentic chat, really looking at our interfaces, changing them. This is just the beginning in the core FSM modules that feed the entire platform. And from an experience, one of the things that is important for us is to make sure that you feel the attention you deserve. Most of you are companies of under 300-400 people. So it's important that when you pick up the phone to call someone at Simpro, you're speaking to someone that knows your business. We are going to quadruple the size of our account management and customer support and professional services organizations so we can do more one-to-one attention or one-on-one attention with our customers. That's really important. Nothing sucks worse than if there's an issue and you get the runaround. Right? It takes a long time to get it. Most people who call in when they have issues or when they want to understand something, they're doing it in a time-pressed way. We want to make sure that we can mimic that and make sure that we can address it. So our vision, our mission is to provide a platform and a company that gives the recognition, the respect, and the financial rewards that this room is deserving of. Infrastructure is everything. You folks build everything. The way the world works, lives, that's what you do. We take this very seriously. I personally take it very, very seriously. Our customers, you deserve the best. And that's what we're looking to do, a platform built for the way you work. So, I've been here 5 weeks, or 5.5 weeks, and it's been a whirlwind, man. It's been great. I've probably spoke with maybe 70, 75 different customers or tradies or partners, and I've learned so much. I'm embarrassed to say this, I'm not very handy at all. I'm like the most unmanly man in the world when it comes to that stuff. And I'm learning it, but when I look at the businesses of it, man, the value you provide. We have an office, I live in Miami, Florida. And we opened an office in Miami, our North American headquarters. We moved to Miami. And for 4 days, the building's fire system was going off nonstop. And I happen to know the building, it's like a 40-story building, in like the city like this in a downtown area. And I happen to know the owners of the building. And they could not get their maintenance people to respond. And they had to shut the building down for 3 days. They had to return 3 days worth of rent. I don't know, 40-story building, I don't know how many, I have no idea how much money that is. That's a catastrophic event for them. It's huge. My younger brother, my 2 nieces go to school, and the school had a constant, so in the US you have a lot of they're always concerned about mass shootings, right? So they lock doors in certain ways in the States. And it's created like a physical safety industry, a huge one, which is unfortunate that it's needed, but it's a different conversation. So the doors lock one way and they go another way, and kids freak out about it. So my brother got a call because someone released the emergency exit, which means that there's like a mass shooting going on. And turns out it wasn't the case, happened 4 times in 2 weeks. And the school, St. Leo's is the name of the school. They couldn't get the servicing company to come and serve it. Those are real life problems. People, I mean, it's in some cases it can be considered life and death. And that's what you do. And it's very important for our society that you have the financial rewards that you deserve, because the more financially profitable or the better the unit economics are, the more investment you can make in your businesses. So the services that you provide to society can be much better. So I'm very humbled to be here. I've been loving the last 5.5 weeks. I still know nothing. Everything that's broken is my fault. Everything that's good is someone else's responsibility. But I know I have a bunch of meetings. I'm looking forward to meeting many of you over the coming years. Thank you very much for coming, and looking forward to the rest of the event. Cool. Thank you, everybody.